I showed up for Christmas, but Mom said, "Sorry, I think you have the wrong house." Stunned, I stepped back. Minutes later, my brother called. "Don't be upset," he said, "but we couldn't let you in." I answered quietly, "Understood." He forgot to hang up. He still believes paying some rent means he's automatically part of the family. I canceled their rent payments, blocked the cards. By morning, 61 missed calls. I stood at the doorstep, freezing, breath misting in the cold air, fingers numb even inside gloves. I knocked, then rang the bell. Christmas lights shimmered inside, and muffled laughter floated out, warm and unmistakable. Mom's shadow moved behind the glass. The door opened. "Sorry, wrong house," she said calmly. "Mom, what are you saying?" Her face stayed cold. "I don't recognize you." "Are you serious?" "It's me." The door clicked shut, firm and final. The cold cut through my coat, but the sting was deeper. For a moment, I thought it was a cruel joke. Then I heard it again, laughter, clinking glasses, family cheer bleeding through the walls. I turned to leave. My phone buzzed, my brother calling. "Don't be upset," he said, voice mixed with pity and irritation. "We just couldn't let you in. It's complicated. Please don't cause a scene." A scene? My voice cracked. I caught muffled voices behind him. He still thinks paying rent means he belongs. Silence, crushing silence. I hung up. My breath came out in sharp bursts, clouding the freezing air. I stared at the house, our house, the one I helped save from foreclosure, the one I paid utilities, groceries, even Christmas gifts for when Mom's money ran short. And they shut me out. Not just that, like I didn't exist. My hands were steady as I opened my banking app. First, I canceled the automatic rent transfer. Then closed the joint emergency account. Blocked the card I gave Adam for gas money. Each tap a door slamming shut. No guilt, just cold, clear finality. By the time I drove away, my phone buzzed nonstop. Mom, Dad, Adam, even my aunt probably thinking I was overreacting. I didn't answer, didn't even look. By morning, 61 missed calls. And I felt nothing. I wasn't always the outsider. For most of my life, I was the fixer. When Dad's job was cut, it was my paycheck that kept the house. When Mom needed emergency dental surgery, they charged it to my card. Adam was figuring things out after college, but I never complained. Because family means helping. I worked hard right out of college, skipped nights out, ate cheap meals, lived in a tiny apartment. But none of it mattered. Whenever they needed help, I was the one they called. Jacob, honey, can you help with the electric bill? Jake, Adam needs gas money. Sweetheart, Dad's stressed, can you cover the mortgage just for a bit? A bit turned into years. I was the invisible safety net. I remember when it first felt wrong. Thanksgiving last year, I paid for the entire dinner. When it was time for the family photo, they shuffled me to the side. "Jake, just take the picture," Mom said, smiling tight. I laughed it off. But the little things piled up. Adam got a new SUV for his birthday, a gift from Mom and Dad. When I asked about gifts, Mom said, "Jake, you don't need anything, you're independent." Independent, the polite word for alone. I told myself it didn't matter, I was the reliable older brother. But then came the whispers and jokes. He thinks paying bills makes him family. He throws money around, but what else does he have? Worst of all was Mom, always smiling, quietly cruel. "Adam has such a bright future, if only you'd support him more." Support him? I paid his student loans, covered his rent when he quit to find himself, co-signed his credit card so he could build credit. And when I pulled back, when I said I was struggling, Mom's voice dropped, soft and disappointed. Family is about sacrifice, Jacob. We were always there for you. There for me? I thought about my 27th birthday, the one they all forgot. The hospital bill I paid when Dad slipped on the icy porch, and they didn't even tell me he was okay until weeks later. The time I canceled plans because Adam called, crying about rent again. But that Christmas night, standing in the cold, staring at the door slammed in my face, something broke. I wasn't their son. I was their sponsor. I remembered paying for the roof repairs last summer because the house was falling apart. slipping $500 into Mom's purse to help out. And Adam's birthday party, the one I paid for, where Mom hugged him and said, "We're so proud of you." Proud of what? His skill at leeching off me? Still, I didn't see it fully until I heard Adam's voice that night. He still thinks helping with rent means he's automatically included. I sat in my cramped apartment. The blinking lights of my sparse Christmas tree felt like a joke. My phone buzzed nonstop. "Mom, Jacob, please pick up. It's Christmas." "Adam, dude, stop being dramatic. Let's talk." "Dad, you know Mom is upset. Call her." But nothing changed, no apologies, just demands. I stared at the ceiling. How many years? How many times had I been their invisible lifeline, their silent sponsor? The next morning, I called the bank, canceled the automatic rent payments, pulled my name from the emergency joint account, blocked Mom's credit card, the one I co-signed, and the gas card Adam used for job interviews. Then, a quiet call to the landlord: "Rent will no longer be paid from my account." No note, no explanation, just a clean break. I brewed coffee and watched the snow fall. My phone buzzed, missed calls piling up. But I didn't answer, didn't even look. For the first time in years, something warm bloomed inside me. Not guilt, not regret. Freedom. Within 24 hours, the storm hit. The first call I took was Mom's, voice frantic. "Jacob, what did you do? The rent's unpaid, the card's blocked, did you?" "I did," I said, calm, almost bored. "You can't just do this. Your brother needs that card for gas. We need the rent. Your father is." "I don't care." Silence. For the first time, she had nothing. "Jacob," she whispered, panic giving way to cold. "You're being selfish." Selfish? I laughed, sharp as ice. Was I selfish when I paid the electric last month, covered Dad's prescriptions, paid for Adam's graduation trip? That was a gift, she snapped, voice cold as ice. "You can't hold that over us." "A gift?" I leaned back, staring at my empty wall. "A gift is something you give freely, not something you demand. Your brother's struggling. Not everyone's as comfortable as you." "Comfortable?" I laughed louder. "Working 60-hour weeks while he plays video games? Praising him for his potential while I'm just a walking ATM?" "You need to calm down," she snapped. "Family is about sacrifice." "Then sacrifice something," I shouted before thinking. "Sacrifice that new SUV, the vacations you post about, Adam's struggle, tell him to get a job." A sharp intake of breath. "I don't recognize you anymore, Jacob, you're cruel." "No, Mom, I'm clear." I let silence settle, then said, "I'm done." I hung up. The next call was Adam's, quieter but venomous. "Bro, what's wrong? Mom's crying, Dad's freaking out. You just cut us off." "Yes. You can't do that, we're family." "No, we're not anymore." "Seriously? All over money? You've lost it." "Money?" I hissed. "You mean the money I spent on your rent, credit cards, streaming subscriptions? The money I used to keep the lights on at Mom and Dad's because they wanted to look upper class instead of paying bills?" "You're such a..." "No, I'm awake. I'm not just the guy you call when things fall apart. I'm done." "You're being dramatic," he spat, but I heard the fear. "You're really going to ruin Christmas over this?" "Christmas?" I laughed bitterly. Was I even invited, or just expected to pay for it? "I can't believe you." "You don't have to." I was done, free. Then came the group text, the nuclear option. "Mom, family meeting. Now, everyone come to the house." I thought about ignoring it, staying warm, quiet, letting them scream into the void. But a cold fury pulsed in my veins. I grabbed my coat, locked the door, and drove over. The house glowed like a postcard, warm light spilling through windows, wreath hanging on the door. I walked in without knocking. They were all there. Mom, tear-streaked and blotchy. Dad, pacing, fists clenched. Adam, slouched with his phone. Finally, Mom rushed me. "Jacob, this has gone too far. We're family. We don't turn our backs." "You did." The room froze. I saw her shock. Dad stopped pacing. Adam's mouth hung open. "You did, the moment you shut the door on me. The moment you laughed behind my back. The moment I became just a wallet." "That's not true," Mom gasped. You're our son. Am I? I stepped forward, heart burning through the cold. I was here when you needed rent, the roof fixed, Dad's car repaired. But Christmas? I was nothing. No knock, just shut out. Jacob, you don't understand, Dad said low, pleading. Then explain. They exchanged glances, no words. Exactly. I turned to leave. Wait, Mom's voice sharp and desperate. You can't leave, family means sacrifice. Then start sacrificing. Because I'm done. Adam jumped up, red-faced. Oh, so what? You're running off with your money? Cry in your fancy apartment while we suffer? Suffer? I laughed. You're 24 and living off your parents. You're not suffering, you're freeloading. Enough, Dad boomed. We can fix this, just come back, help like before. No. Mom's face twisted, voice breaking. Jacob, please, we love you. I looked at her, Dad's silence, Adam's scowl. And felt nothing. Love? I whispered. You love my money. But me? I was just convenient. And then I turned, walked out the door, leaving them standing in the warm glow of their perfect house. The cold bit at my face, but it felt like freedom. My phone buzzed. I let it ring again and again until the screen went dark and the road ahead was quiet and clear. Calls, texts, voicemails, a relentless storm I refused to answer or even glance at. Mom's messages shifted from pleading to guilt. Jacob, please, we're your family. How could you do this? Your father's sick from the stress. Is that what you wanted? Adam was less dramatic, but just as furious. Seriously? You abandoned us. Do you even realize what you've done? Then, 3 days later, they came to my door. Mom's face was blotchy, eyes red and swollen. Dad stood behind her, stiff and sullen, hands shoved deep in his coat pockets. We need to talk, Mom demanded. I blocked the doorway. No, we don't. What do you mean, no? Dad's voice low, simmering with threat. You've turned our lives upside down, canceled cards, stopped rent payments. Are you out of your mind? I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. Out of my mind for finally saying no. This isn't just about you, Jacob. Mom's voice cracked, tears spilling. We're your family. Your father's health is at risk. That's on you, I said steadily, always has been. Listen to yourself, Dad snapped, stepping forward. You're throwing a tantrum over a misunderstanding. This is your home, your family. You shut me out. I met their eyes, cold fury burning beneath my calm. I showed up for Christmas, you closed the door in my face. I paid your rent, your utilities, I kept this family afloat, and you treated me like an outsider. Jacob, you're being dramatic, Mom whispered, voice shaking. Am I? I leaned in. What did I get in return? Insults behind my back, a brother who sees me as a wallet, parents who smile when they need something, then turn away when I'm no longer useful. That's not true, Mom's voice wavered, but I caught the flicker of guilt. Oh, it's true. I pulled out my phone and played the message I'd overheard. He still thinks helping with rent means he's automatically included. Silence fell, Mom's face drained, Dad's jaw clenched, eyes darting to Adam. I didn't mean it like that, Adam stammered, stepping forward. Come on, Jake, I was just being honest. Honest about what you all think, I interrupted. That's not fair, Mom whispered through tears. We love you. No, you love what I can do for you. Dad's calm broke into a growl. Enough, you're acting like a spoiled child. You think you're better than us because you have money. No, I want respect. I'll settle for peace. Peace? Dad laughed hollowly. Cutting off your family isn't peace, it's cruelty. Cruelty, I said without holding back. Cruelty is using someone until they feel like they owe you just for existing. Cruelty is laughing at me, calling me a fool for caring. Jacob, Mom whispered brokenly. We didn't know you felt this way. Because you never asked. I stepped back, closing the door. And now you can feel what I felt alone. Wait, Mom lunged forward, but the door shut in her face. I stood, breathing hard, her muffled sobs barely pierced the wood. A pang of guilt twisted my chest for a second. Then I remembered the laughter, the whispered insults, the constant feeling of being needed and never wanted. I silenced my phone, Made coffee. Sat by the window as snow fell slow and quiet, the kind of quiet I hadn't felt in years. They knocked for 10 minutes. I didn't move, didn't even look. An hour later, the buzzing started again, calls, messages. I didn't answer or check. By morning, over 80 missed calls. All I felt was a strange, warm calm. For the first time, I wasn't drowning. I was free. I woke to silence, not anxious, heavy silence, but calm and clean. No missed calls, no desperate texts. Just soft light spilling through the blinds. Peace. Weeks passed, I embraced the emptiness. At first unsettling, the absence of chaos. Day by day, it felt like fresh air after being trapped underwater. I worked uninterrupted. Cooked meals for myself. Took long walks without glancing at my phone. But the world outside changed. Did you hear? Your parents lost the house, Mrs. Linda whispered one morning at the mailbox, voice full of curiosity and pity. Your mom's blaming your dad, and your brother works at the grocery store now. I nodded. Yeah, that's right. What happened? She pressed, eyes wide. I just left, I smiled, turning away. At home, I found an old family album shoved in the closet. I flipped through the pages, smiling faces, summer picnics, birthday cakes. There was young me, grinning, oblivious to the future. My phone buzzed on the counter. A message from Mom. We lost everything. Your father says it's my fault. Adam won't speak to me. Please, Jacob, we were wrong. I'm sorry, come home. I stared, thumb hovered, then deleted. No anger, no guilt. Just quiet, powerful freedom. I placed the album back on the top shelf, where it would gather dust. It was part of my life, but only a part. Stepping outside, crisp air filled my lungs. The sky stretched wide and endless. For the first time in years, I smiled, not because someone needed me, but because I didn't need them.